Hello, 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 everybody. This is Sunshine, and we are back for the new year. It is 2025, and we took off a couple of weeks to get ourselves together and to just come into 2025 with some clear vision, with some mental health in check. Had some self care out there for all of us for 2025, making that a priority. And right now we're gonna have Mr. Chubb Lee with us. I'm sorry for the delay of us getting on tonight. I was having technical difficulties, so y'all can throw the eggs and all that at me, the toilet paper. Y'all can throw it at me right now because I was the one that had us held up. But thank you so much, Chubb, for joining us.
No
Y'all can go
problem.
ahead and share this to your personal pages, to your business pages, wherever you want to share it to, because we are live right now. So, Chubb, how you doing, friend?
I'm great. I'm great. I'm great. Appreciate the opportunity to be on the platform. Just living. But I'm great though.
Yes, it is nice to see your face. I haven't seen you personally in a couple of years. Well, no, that's not true. I saw you at an event, what
Yeah.
about a year or two ago, and you had your clothing line. I'm gonna need you to stand up so I can see that sweatshirt. Can I see that sweatshirt, please?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that sweatshirt. My
Black
favorite color.
culture makes America great. I know that's right.
Yeah, because we do. We gotta represent it. We gotta know it. We gotta show it.
I
If
love
if
it.
it wasn't for us, America wouldn't be thriving the way that it does.
I was having technical that yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. Well, I am we've got us all set up. I was telling people earlier and explaining to people earlier that we're in 2025, and I don't know about you, but my whole 2025 is planned out. I don't know about y'all, but mine is completely planned out already. I even had to plan in some vacations. So, what do you have going on? Chubb, tell us about you. Tell us about your brand. Let's learn about your business first. So, tell us about your brand. Tell us what you do career wise, and then what can we look forward to in 2025 for you?
Well, 2025 for me is a year of reset. It's time for me to reset and get some things together as far as, my personal life and then on the business side. But Bearded Chubb is the business, the brand. Chubb is CHUBB. It stands for Country, Highly Unique Black Brand. And it basically started due to my growth, just due to my growth as far as my mindset, my perspective on things. Um, and just the fact that I realized I needed a change from the inside out. Just as far as like, in order for people to understand and know that you actually change, you got to start on the inside so it can reflect on the outside. So basically, with my brand, that's just basically what I feel with the culture. We come together as a culture and change within on the inside of the culture together. Then the outside has no choice but to see change in us and try to, look at us in a different light. But like I said, with the brand, basically, I'm just here to be one of the ones in the village that it takes, just to motivate, inspire, and employ and eventually get to a point where I can employ the culture. Starting off with the gear, I got hoodies. I got these. The Black Culture Make America Great hoodies. I got black, this color purple, and tan, and I got hats. I got this color, and I got black hats, and also got hoodies that say I am on the front, and they got legendary going across the back. And that's basically the power of I am. That's like I said, just due to the growth of my mindset, you have to think of yourself in a positive way. And so just basically anything that you put behind I am, you speak it into existence. So I figure, I am. And that's something I would tell my youngest son when I would get him, just tell them that regardless of whatever anybody think about you, you are legendary. So when I call him, I can just be like, out the blue, I can be like, what are you? And he'd be like, I am legendary I am. So as me telling him that, one day I was just thinking, I was like, I am too. So I just
Nice.
decided to put it on a hoodie. So I got those and got some stuff that I then came out with at first. But right now I'm actually in the process of trying to revamp things. So, you know, it's gonna be down under construction, but I still got some merch that, you know, available if people interested is. But as far as me putting out something new, like anytime soon, I'm gonna be on. It's gonna be under construction for a little bit.
Nice, nice. I hear some country in there. Where you from? Where you from, Nick?
I'm from Aiken, South Carolina.
Okay, all right, because I heard them K's in there pretty strong. I heard them K's in there pretty strong.
And so, you know, that's where the acronym of Chubb come from, because I wanted to, you know, Chubb. When people look at Chubb, they may think it's for chubby people or you know
Mhm.
things, but I didn't want it to make it seem like it's just for a particular weight class or you know size person. So that's when I came up with the acronym, and I wanted to represent me. So I'm country. I feel like I'm highly unique, which everyone is. I'm
Mhm.
Black and I'm a brand.
Okay, okay. I like it. I like it. Now I'm gonna tell you, when I first saw the brand, I saw the Chubb. I was like, he a big boy, but he ain't chubby, right? I don't know about you, but I like a big guy. Like I
Date
enjoy.
a dude named Chubb.
You dated a guy named Chubb? You did? It wasn't this Chubb? It wasn't this Chubb, was it?
What
It wasn't
actually?
this Chubb. I'm gonna tell you why. Because me and Kashonda, we didn't see it. We got a little history of being attracted to the same kind of men. We didn't have that
mm,
history. So
mm. But actually, the name Chubb came from my cousin. You know, she was a heavy set girl growing up, and
uh-huh.
we used to call her Chubb Love. So that's
Okay.
actually where I got Chubb from. Because at the time when I was thinking about the brand, how to name it,
Mm-hmm.
I used bearded for a lot of my handles, so that's where bearded came
Mm-hmm.
from. Because I'm a bearded
Mm-hmm.
man, and at the time I was in my head about my weight, so
Okay.
I felt like I was bigger than what I've always been. So
Okay.
so one day I was just thinking about her, and I just said bearded Chubb, and I was like, damn, that sounds kind of good. So, but that's like I said, that's why I said I didn't want to make it seem like it's just for chubby people. So that's why
Right.
I put the swing with the acronym on it to
Well,
represent me.
I appreciate that. Because I started my lingerie line a few years ago when I was 120 pounds heavier. And I did that because I was going through a transformation with my weight. And
Mhm.
I was just like, I don't want people to think that being a bigger woman is a bad thing, right? Or being chubby is a bad
Oh,
thing,
it's
or
not. It's
being
definitely not.
right, being
Men
plus
say they don't
size.
like chubby women. Something wrong with
Exactly. I'm gonna tell you one thing. Since I lost weight, I didn't had people tell me I liked you when you was thicker, or I liked you when you were bigger. And I'm like, well, I appreciate that. I actually do miss my bigger size because I lost some of my bigger assets. But I did it because I was hoping, or we were hoping, it would relieve the pain that I deal with
them.
fibromyalgia and stuff like that. It didn't. So I didn't lost my assets and lost my weight, and I ain't really helped much with my health because there was nothing else wrong with me.
You can gain them back. You
I was
can,
about to say, you knew me when I was a fat girl.
yeah,
No,
that's what I
you
met
knew
you.
me when I was a
You
big girl. You knew me when I was a big girl. Okay, all right, cool. So we're gonna jump right into it because you and I have been talking for well, we've known each other for let me see. The twins are
it's been.
17.
I moved here in November 2015, and I met you like right when I moved here. So it's been
Yeah,
about 8 years, almost 9 years.
okay. Okay, all right, yeah, because I base everything off the twins, right? So the twins just turned 17 on the 11th, and I remember them being little. So I was
Mhm.
about to say 8, 9 years
Yeah.
that we've known each other. So I've kind of seen you go through your transformation too. I want to introduce you to the co-host, Miss Krishanda. Can you introduce yourself? And then we're gonna have Mr. Gray introduce himself, looking all good back there. I'm trying to figure out what city he in this week. We're gonna find out in a minute. Miss Queen, introduce yourself, please.
Kashonda.
Love her. I love her. Gray. Gray. Where are you at? Where are you at this week, Gray?
Uh,
In my
I'm
city.
I'm in a sex dungeon. She won't let me out.
Ooh. I was about to say it
I
looked like
can't
something
get out.
kinky going on back
It's
there.
crazy. Look at this shit going on behind me. It's
Yo, that's
crazy.
kind of sexy back
It's
there. I like
crazy. I'm just stuck, man. I'm stuck in here, and I don't know what to do with myself.
I
Mm.
see. You look like you don't have no control right now. That's
None, none.
None.
I'm
that's
completely
not
out of
easy
control.
for you.
Is it a good time though? Got at least be a good time.
I mean, if you're gonna be stuck, it might as well be a good time, right?
Do you see the smile?
He ain't even answer.
Oh, we coming back to that one. We gonna come back to that one. We gonna come back
I can
because
neither
it's
confirm nor
something
deny.
going on.
I can neither confirm nor deny
Oh,
any
that
under
room looking
nothing.
real sexy and dungeonous back there. That's my kind of stuff going on
The
right now.
walls are leather.
I see. I see. I like the black
Um,
walls and the
yeah,
the,
I
the
don't know.
fluorescent red,
Yeah, I
looking
don't know what
looking
to
all
tell you.
private roomish.
What is the topic of tonight's show? I'm sorry.
Oh
I've been
Lord.
sequestered. I don't know what's going on.
Oh Lord. Well, that
Like
tells us that he didn't do no promo today.
I did not. I
Dating.
was tied up. I'm. She let me
we
have a
see.
camera.
We see. Your hands are your feet tied up because your hands
Yes,
is free.
yes.
Okay, your feet
Like
tied up.
misery
And I
around
can
here.
only move my arms about this much, so it's not like they're really. I can only do this.
Okay, all right, okay. We're gonna come back to that. We're gonna come back to that because there's something kinky going on right now. I don't know what that is. Okay, so Chubb, we didn't talk about the biz. So we're gonna talk about something that I think all of us can relate to because as of December 11th, I got divorced. Um, were kept. I announced it because I'm very open about my relationships and stuff like that, and
You
I
announced it because you was advertising for an open position. Don't do that.
No, she wasn't. No,
Don't do
she
that.
wasn't.
I was
You was
not.
advertising for an
It
open
was me
position. You
sharing
was
my
like, there is a
divorce
vacancy.
journey.
There is a vacancy, and there's a countdown clock to when it needs to be filled.
Nope, 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 and
And then
no,
voila.
No,
nope,
nope,
nope, nope. I was
nope.
sharing my divorce journey. That's it.
Okay.
Sharing my divorce journey. And people were saying, congratulations. Congratulations, this. Congratulations. You should have a divorce party. And I'm just like, since when did divorce become something to have a party about? Even though I know that
Well,
that's something that people have, but I'm like, I didn't know how to respond. Like, how do you respond to people saying congratulations to getting, even though it was a good thing, it was valid, it was a reason, but it's like, I didn't know how to respond. Like, I
I
don't know.
think I gave the best response.
I got to look back at your response. What was your response?
My response is we don't go into divorce. We don't go into marriage, looking to get divorced unless you're me. Unless you're me.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, I technically didn't. I definitely didn't.
I definitely didn't. I know I didn't, especially the fact that it was not my first marriage. I didn't want to go into another marriage getting divorced again. But unfortunately, when things are happening in your marriage that shouldn't be happening in your marriage, then at some point you have to say enough is enough and you have to get out of that. And that's what I had to do. So,
I'm just gonna say I called it.
yeah.
Did
Anywho, back to
did I
Chubb.
not call it? Did I call it? I'm just saying, did I call it? Did I
He
say
called it. You called it when?
when
I was about
she?
to say, no, you've never said anything about, oh, that ain't gonna last. You never said that to me. So I don't
No,
know who you
I
calling.
didn't. I
No,
didn't.
no, because you
When
were actually talking to my husband and y'all
yes,
were being
I'm
friends and stuff.
because
I ain't like
I was attempting to be a friend to my longtime friend's spouse, but I will also tell you that I told you because of the age difference that it probably was not going to work. You are not Demi Moore, and that boy is not Ashton Kutcher.
I don't think it has nothing to do with age. I think it's all about
And
maturity and having good role models.
You
Because
see, but you
that
was talking about a male though, and then you try to put maturity and younger male in the same, and then at the same time you be like older women mature faster than males, and that
Cedric
so the
Tiffany.
fact that he's so much younger,
yeah, well, I don't really
that's
think.
all.
Chubb, what do
What
you
is
think?
he?
I don't I don't think it's about age. I think I've met men that are in their 30s that are very mature and don't need to be going around lying and cheating and
I bet you met more. I bet you met more that weren't though.
more that weren't. I
Yeah.
can't say that.
I
I
bet you
think
that your norm the norm in that is probably that they out there doing whatever they want to do in their 30s,
at
wilding and
this
shit.
point, I believe every man is out there doing what he wants to do at this point. I don't even
Oh
believe
Not
that
no,
true.
it's a I
that's
don't
not
believe it's
true.
a
Not
younger,
true.
older thing at
That's
this
not
point in my life.
true.
I don't.
That's not true.
That's
And
I'm sorry.
they're not doing it by themselves. So women got
They
to be
sure
involved
ain't.
somewhere.
That's true. That's
Women got to
true.
be involved somewhere.
I wish I could
Maybe
put like a screen up of all of the women that I've had to deal with the last 8 years, and you'll see a variety of
you
ages
could. You
and
could. You could put up a screen. You want to do that?
I don't. I don't, because they're
Oh,
irrelevant at this point. But
all right.
that was just going to the point of that there are women who are okay with dealing with married men and don't care. And the one thing about the relationship that I had with my husband, and I have been poly for the last 10 years, is that there should not be a reason to cheat in polyamorous relationships unless you're with someone who just just doesn't respect relationships or doesn't respect, and but the same goes for women as well. I used to say that when it comes to polyamorous relationships, if you're bringing another woman into a relationship, the woman should be the one that is arranging all that, having conversations. If the man, y'all are dating separately, there is still a level of respect that you should have as women when there's a woman in a relationship with another man, and vice versa. So I don't think it has anything to do with age. I think it has a lot to do with upbringing, what you saw at home, what I don't think it has anything to do with age. You should know what things you should and should not do in a marriage. But if you weren't taught, or if you didn't have good examples or whatever, then it doesn't matter how old you are. That's how I feel. But
I
that's
can
just
guarantee you that the majority of the millennial population did not get those values that you're talking about, and therefore it absolutely has something to do with age.
there's men your age, Gray, that don't have those values.
I
That is
mean,
absolutely true.
There are men
there
older
are,
than
there
you
are,
who don't have those
there
values.
are, yeah, there are.
So
Fewer is all I'm saying. Fewer. I'm not saying that you're incorrect. I'm just saying that the ratios are different. That's all.
I understand. Well, I'm gonna be honest. I don't want to date. I'm 48. I just turned 48, and I'm not really. I when I meet older men, we are not on the same. You know, I want to travel. I want to do all this kind of stuff, and I just haven't met an older man that I feel can keep up with me. I have a 3-year-old, that wants to go out and have a good fun. I mean, have a good time. I haven't met older men. After I turned 40, between 40 and 42, I started dating younger because older men that were approaching me just weren't it, unfortunately. So
Mm.
I don't know. Maybe is there a bracket, like an age range I should stay, Gray, since you're saying? Because I don't think I can date a 50 and over man. I don't want to date a
Yeah,
50
I
right
think
now.
I think you should be able
Really?
to. I think you should be able to date a 50-year-old. You're a grown
Well,
ass
where is he
woman.
at? Where is
Whoa, whoa,
a
whoa,
50 and
whoa,
older
whoa.
man
Time
with
out. You
where's
don't think you could date a man?
no, I could, but there have been older men who have tried to talk to me who I just we don't I don't know.
Give me
They
a
they
50-year-old any day.
they want to be home and don't want to do much. Like we were talking about with Ropey, last year? Like, I want to go out. I want to go dancing. I want to go on a cruises. I want to go on vacations. I want to go. Sometimes I might want to go to a poetry night. I might want to go to a dungeon another night. Like, let's go have fun. And I just haven't
It's
met an
it's
older
it's
man.
50-year-olds that like to have fun.
Okay, where they at?
Mm.
I just left one.
Oh, oh, well, we know you're not talking about Gray now. Thank you.
About to say, damn, you. So you just out here like that?
My last relationship is what I
I'm
meant.
Wow.
just messing with you. Just
Wow.
messing with you. Nick, how old are you?
43.
How old?
43.
43. I was about to say, you ain't no 53.
Young fella. You see that?
Yeah,
But
so
he's still older than your ex though.
he is. He is. You are correct. He is older
I'm
than
just saying.
I am.
And it
Chubb,
was a
you
good time. You're right. All of that good time shit. I had a great time hanging out with your ex.
anywho, Chubb,
What's happening?
I'm not paying attention to Gray anymore at this point. So, you are 43, and so
Yeah.
I'm a little. Are you married or are you married?
Legally, yeah, technically still married, but
Okay.
separated with the direction of going to be divorced.
Okay. All right. So that's what we're
Be.
talking about tonight. We're
I
talking
need to
about.
know. Hold up.
Oh, go ahead.
What's gonna be?
What you mean what's going to be?
Hey,
We ain't together. We ain't together.
How long have y'all not been together?
Um, since maybe August of last year. I have not talked to her since September 23rd of last year. Talked to her or seen her since September
It's in
23rd.
2024.
Yeah, 2024.
You haven't talked or seen her since September 2024.
have you
So
seen
So
your
y'all
son?
don't have no kids.
Huh?
Have you seen your son?
We don't have any kids.
Oh,
Okay.
y'all don't have kids.
I heard you mention you had a son. That's why I thought you
So
told me.
Yeah, I have.
what's stopping the divorce from happening?
Well, I mean, don't you have to be separated for a certain amount of time in this state?
Well, yeah, for North Carolina, a year. But if you haven't talked to her and you can't get in contact with her, then
Oh, it's not that I can't get in contact with her. I
you
choose
just
not.
chose not to.
But
Oh,
see,
okay.
you say you can't get in contact with her, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't.
If you
Yeah.
can't,
Yeah, you
yeah,
can't get in contact with her, so you should
you should be
use
able
that.
to, based on
Okay.
events or
My question be, how does somebody know how long y'all been separated? Nigga, if I say we've been
right.
separated a year, we've been separated a year. Better.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah. If
I
y'all know that
mean,
that's the way that y'all want to go, yeah.
I mean, like I said, I have not talked to her, but things that transpired after I abruptly was kind of forced to leave, and I went ahead and chose to leave. And when some things transpired, and I was just like, it's a wrap for me. It's no coming back from it. So that's why I haven't had any conversation since
So,
then.
Chubb, I'm gonna let you know that this is a private room. So all of the skirting around and going around the bush you're doing right now is probably not. I'm about to be like, what was that abrupt thing that happened that
Well, you heard me interrupt you to find out what was taking so long on a divorce. Like, what? What you mean? Be headed
so
that way?
like
Brother, I'm a prisoner, so I can't help you.
are we allowed to get
I'm a
some more
prisoner. I
context?
can't help
Like
you, brother.
why are y'all heading towards divorce court? Are we
Basically, okay. Well, the reason why
Hold on, brother. It's a pending case, Sunshine. It is a pending case,
oh no, it
and
ain't no,
and
ain't no big.
we will not submit this to divorce court.
I'm trying to help you, brother. I'm trying to help you.
There's no pending case, but I
Okay.
mean, basically, what led up to the separation was this is just from my perspective. I can only speak from my perspective.
We know.
Uh,
Come on.
I'm not who I was when we first got together. Like when we first got together, I was toxic, temperamental, attitude, disrespectful. I was a lot of negative things. So, calling outside a name, it had got physical sometimes, that thing, stuff that I'm not proud of, but like I said, it was the mindset and where I was at the time when we got together. So I grew up a lot. The good thing about this marriage, it did help me grow as far as, my mindset and my perspective, because, me calling her bitch when we arguing and just, stuff like that, it was taking a toll on her, and I started realizing that, but then it started making me feel bad And so I had to start looking at myself, and just basically look at all my relationships, like with my relationship with my kids, just based on my actions with their mothers, and just how I was like as a person overall. So my relationship with my kids wasn't good. My relationship, of course, with my girlfriend, fiance, then wife wasn't good. So I started looking at myself, man, started realize I needed to change, and I figured, once I started changing, that it would make her look at me in a different light, or she would see the changes. But what I realize is that just because I have made all these steps to change and, become who I am now, the hurt that I know that I caused her, she's not able to get past that. That's just how I feel. Because it'd be times where she would come at. You had your hand up.
I did.
Uh-huh.
I have a question. Because you
What's
said
up?
when y'all were together, you were already toxic before y'all got married, right?
Yeah.
So, uh, so, but y'all still got married, even though
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
even though you were still showing those behaviors, right?
yeah, I mean, yeah, we still got married, even though, I was still displaying those behaviors, but it was still a time during, it was a struggle for me to actually start the process to change, to even look into myself. But, at the time we got married like 2019. We was together we was married for 5 years together since I moved here, and like I met her in 2016 when I moved here. So we was together for pretty much the whole time. And I guess in her eyes, she wanted me to change, and I guess was hoping I changed. But like I said, when I started doing the things to change, it just seems like it was so much hurt and pain that has been done that she wasn't able to accept the change or see the change. Because it'd be times where I would say to her, I'd be like, how can I continue to move forward and continue to get better if you keep coming at me like the old Nick?
Mm-hmm.
So
I got an answer. I have an answer to that.
what's up?
I did too, but go ahead, Grace.
Yeah, I got something
So
to say about that too.
if she keeps coming at you like the old Nick, it's up to the new Nick to respond differently.
I mean, yeah, you're
You know what
correct.
I'm saying? And it has to be just as much repetition and just as much exposure to the new Nick in order to see that the new Nick is in fact a real thing and not just something that, is convenient for the time being.
You're right. You're
So
absolutely
so in
correct.
acknowledging that, and I'm not. I don't want you to think I'm coming at you because I'm not. I actually like the fact you're acknowledging your shortcomings and where you went wrong in the relationship. That's dope to me. So, I think the only thing I would say, and I don't know that there's even any opportunity to rectify the situation, but that's the thing is a lot of times people make changes and we recognize our changes immediately. But the people around us that have become conditioned to who we were,
Mm-hmm.
they don't see that.
Okay.
they,
I mean,
they don't. They not
and
gonna.
that's
They gotta.
true.
You gotta bring their attention to it. You almost gotta be like, "Ha, see, I didn't respond the way I would have before, right?" And
Yeah,
that
and
that
it
gets
was and it was
that gets
several
corny,
times
right?
where, yeah, it was several times that I didn't respond. Like several times where I wouldn't respond, but it was like a lot of other things as well. Because with that, so with that, I think it made her like look at me in a different light. And then it was a
Mm-hmm.
lot of things as far as like my finances, because I got 4 kids, so I got a lot of child support.
Mm.
So finances, even though she met me, that's how it was when she met me. And so we had just closed on a house in like 2022.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, she was handling the mortgage, and I was paying like the utilities and the HOA. But, you know, I guess she would come at me in ways where it's like, I'm not doing enough, but I'm not doing enough where I'm doing what we agreed to. And then when I would bring it up as far as like, well, if my finances is an issue, then why did you even, deal with me? You knew what my finances was as far as what I had to pay out. So it's just like she would make it seem like it wasn't an issue when I would say something, but then you saying things that would belittle me as far as what you're doing or what I can't do and things of that nature. So that's what, like I said, that's when I started doing all the changing. I started working on my mindset. I started doing the brand. I got into stock. So I started putting myself in positions where I wanted to take, because I ain't feel good with my wife handling the bulk of the stuff. So I was working to put myself in a position to where I can take over the bulk or take over everything. So, and things of that nature. So we went to counseling and stuff, this is stuff that we would talk about in counseling and things of that nature. But, it's only so long, I just don't know so long that only so much that a woman can take, but it's also only so much that a man can take when he's doing what he's doing and trying his hardest to do what he do for the household, but yet he's always feeling like he's belittled, he has no validation, he has no say so when it comes to stuff in the house. Like it should, and then on top of that, it's always when you get mad, it's always my. Like, and it was that throughout the whole relationship, like get out my house, get out this is mine. So I mean, it's only so much of that I'm gonna take, because like I told her from the get go, like I don't want to hear that, because I had to hear that with my baby mama. Like, so I'm not gonna keep hearing that when I'm sitting here paying bills. Like when we doing things, we going out to eat and stuff all the time. Like I'm paying for it just because you may handle I guess the mortgage, which the all the utilities and the HOA, I mean, that shit pretty much balances out about the same. So just because you're paying the mortgage and the house is in your name, you don't hold that much weight over me because you didn't do it by yourself and you're not doing it by yourself. So it was just a lot. And then it's like, other things played factors in it as well. So, with my brand, I even told her myself, like, I don't feel like she's supportive of me, what I'm trying to do with myself as far as with the brand. So if I'm feeling like my wife, I got people outside supporting me more than what I feel like my wife is doing. So I mean, it's like a lot, like I said, a lot of stuff played a factor. And then, what kind of drew the line for her, she got a son. He's grown, but it was times when he did live with us, and I remember they got into it. I didn't get involved because I didn't want to get in the middle of that, and because of the respect I had for her and the respect I had for him. But then it got to a point where she's telling him our business, and I would tell her, like, don't tell your son our business, yo. Like, that's end of the day, you his mom. Like, so it's gonna make him look at, because if my mama keep telling me a dude, making her upset or whatever, eventually it's gonna start making me look at him a certain way. So he kind of stopped dealing with me, which I ain't have no problem with, but it's the way that when he went about doing it. And then when I said something about it, it was an issue. It was like, like I said, where there was no type of, there's things that, in my journey that I learned as far as like what a man needs. And I don't feel like I was getting what I feel like I needed as far as peace, respect, validation, and non-sexual intimacy. Like, I'm a very affectionate person. And I understand that she wasn't, and that's something that I was willing to work with. But when I'm grabbing you just based on just trying to show you affection and things of that nature, and you pulling away, it's just a lot of things like that. And we talk about it in counseling and stuff. What's up?
I don't know, but I'm not a marriage. I am not a marriage expert at no way, shape, or form. But it
Mm-hmm.
sounds like there was a whole lot of warning signs at the beginning.
A whole
And
lot of who?
warning signs.
I mean, it could have been, but like I said, I wasn't in a headspace to notice none of that stuff. Like I was with my kid's mother for like 14, 15 years, very, very toxic. Then I moved here, met her. I had no time to, everything just went. Like it was just, so I had no time to even try to work on myself, to even think about working on myself. So when I got with her and it just started back up, that's when I started realizing the change, that I needed to change. That's when I really realized that I needed to change. I wanted to change. So that's when I started working on myself. I mean, the brand, none of this would be here today if I never would have changed.
Yeah. So y'all made the decision. Did y'all make the decision together to separate?
Yes, I mean, but we had plenty of talks on us separating, just to to have the time apart. We had plans on, even when we separated, that we was gonna still spend time together. I still go over and see her. Excuse me. And
whose idea was that?
I was about to ask that.
No, that was just something that we discussed.
I don't care you discussed it. Whose idea was it?
I mean, I can't technically recall who came up with it.
Because I'm telling you, if that was her idea, that was just to string you along to get you out the door.
I was gonna say, if y'all separating, why agree to see each other after?
I mean,
after the separation and all that kind of
because
stuff.
Because to be honest, like it wasn't no hatred or anything. It was just a lot has transpired. Maybe we just need a break.
Gotcha. Okay. Which separations are supposed to be for?
Yeah. So maybe we just need a break. So that's
Right.
that's what it was initially supposed to be.
Gotcha. Okay. So at this point, you feel as if it's done.
Another man, didn't she?
Huh?
She had another man, didn't she?
I mean, if she did, I don't know. We ain't had no issues as far as like infidelities or anything.
Okay,
well,
okay.
That's a good thing.
That's good. Yeah. That you know of.
I mean, hey, you're right. Not that I know of, but if she did, I mean, she was good at it. She was good at it. But I don't feel like, to be honest, I don't feel like it was nothing as far as her entertaining anybody else or she done dealt with anybody else. I don't feel like it was any of that.
Well, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. So I know you wanted to have this conversation about divorce and, healing and getting to the point of dating again. So with y'all being separated, how I'm gonna ask the first question and then I'll ask the second question. How would you feel if you found out that she was dating someone else?
I mean, if she dating somebody, that's on her. Cause I don't really have no plans I don't have no plans or thoughts to even get back with her. So if she dating someone, I wish her the best.
Come on. We gotta back up something because you never got the answer, Tiffany. Because you say you abruptly left and you ain't spoke to her since September. What happened?
What happened? Well, basically, she put the police on me. Why y'all look like that?
What you do, Chubb?
What I do? I wasn't talking to
her. Okay.
That's not a reason to call the police.
I mean, she didn't call me, but
Oh.
All right. Well, basically, I like I said, I ain't always been perfect.
You don't have to disclose, but I'm letting you know we're gonna ask these questions, okay? Okay.
I guess this is how I talk, but
Right.
I have a record. So basically I have to register the police. I have to register my address, and I wasn't able to provide an address. So we agreed that this was the agreement that we had, because until I found a place, if they came by to see if I still lived there, that she would let them know that I still lived there. So once I left, I was pretty much sleeping in my car for about 2 months until I was able to find some place to stay. So when I went by there on September 23rd, just to see her, see how she was doing, because I haven't talked to her. And I asked her, I was like, well, we were just talking, and I was like, well, you still gonna let them know I still live here until I find a place? And she was like, well, they already been here. And I told them you didn't live here anymore. So I was like, well, why would you do that? Because as soon as they find out that, they're gonna put a warrant out on me. And
Gotcha.
so this was on September 23rd. I actually found a place on like September 28th. I got my papers for my lease on October the 1st. I went down there on October the 2nd to give them my new address. But of course, they already had a warrant out for me. So I got arrested. So I got bonded out the next day. Then I had to go get a lawyer, and they put me on the ankle monitor. I was on the ankle monitor for about 2 months. And then the Thursday before Thanksgiving, I went to court, and basically they got me for obstruction of justice, misdemeanor, and 13 or 18 months of non-supervised probation. So that's why I can't go back, because of the simple fact you put the white man on me.
Yeah, you can't go back. That's unforgivable.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
that's why I say I can't go back, because like I felt like that's you could have
You
fucked
crossed the
somebody.
line.
You could have fucked somebody, and I could have overlooked that. But you put the
Yeah,
white man on me, and
that's too much.
the issues I had in the system before, the dealings, and like,
and if somebody's got a record and they supposed to be filed at a certain address, that's trouble right there. So she knew what she was doing.
yeah, and her reason for doing it, because she said I wasn't talking to her. So
Vindictive. Well, I'm sorry that happened to you. I've heard that several times with just being the career that I'm in. So I hate that happened to you, but that's understandable. That was kind of my last, the
but
part two of my last straw
But
in my
like I
marriage.
said, if that would have never happened, we still could have been cool. We still could have been cordial, because it wasn't no hatred. It wasn't no love lost.
Yes, it was some hatred there. You just didn't
I
know
mean,
it.
not from my end. I'm
Yeah.
like I said, I can only speak from my perspective. It wasn't no hatred. It wasn't no love lost. But just at that time when I wasn't speaking to her, I'm sleeping in my car trying to figure out my next move. So why would it's no need for me to talk to you right now. So I was just trying to focus on
Why was you sleeping in your car?
because I just couldn't go out and just get a place at
Yeah, but why did you leave her? Why couldn't y'all
because
cohabitate separately?
I was gonna ask that too. Why couldn't y'all cohabitate until you found a place?
Well, when we was talking about the separation, the agreement was she was gonna allow me to stay there until I found some place to go. But then, with my brand, I felt like I was being stagnant in the brand. And so I had met someone that's out in the line, like know a lot of people. So I started rocking with him. So he was having me in these places, meeting people that's prominent, that's big names, so I can get my merch out there, networking and things of that nature. But she didn't like the fact that, because I wasn't going out or nothing when we was married. I wasn't hanging out. Like, she would tell me, you need to go out, have some guy time. And, I was cool with chilling at that house. But, once we talked about the separation, and I know I needed to start doing something, especially with my brand, so I can be able to get to where I need to get to with the brand, and then have the income that I need to come in to just be able to, move out here and survive on my own. I know I needed to do something to get the brand moving. So that's when I started. Like, he's well connected. So he was having events like every day, every night, I'm on stage at big concerts, Kodak Black and all kind of stuff, like just stuff that if I wouldn't have never started moving with him and connected with him, I wouldn't have never been introduced or been put in these spaces. So I felt like it was a great opportunity for the brand. So, but she looking at it as, oh, you going out, you hanging out in the club, but I'm not even in the club. Like I told her, and I ain't try to make it seem like I was a big headed, but I wasn't in the club with the I ain't gonna this how I said it to her, like with the peasants. I'm in there hanging with like the emperors and the kings, you know. I'm hanging, and I'm not even in the club atmosphere. I'm like in the DJ booth hanging with the people that's running the shit.
He said I was in the VIP section, boo.
Yeah, like connecting. I wouldn't be in these places if I didn't connect with this dude. So if he hit me up like, yo, we can go here. I can get you here to meet his person. You know, we can run and meet this person. Like, I'm trying to get my brand out there. Like, so
your focus turned from marriage to working on you and your brand.
Yeah, because I knew I'm here, but I'm here just until I find me somewhere to go. So I have to put everything in motion. So I'm coming, and then it's the simple fact of I wasn't even sleeping in the house. I was sleeping in the garage in my recliner. So I wasn't even coming in the house bothering her, but I'm coming home. You can see on the camera or whatever that I'm coming home 2-3 o'clock in the morning. But then you got a problem with that. I'm like, well, what's the issue? So then
she thought she was sleeping with other women and she was jealous. So
I was not,
right.
but that's the thing.
But that's what she thought.
That's what she thought.
I guess that's what she thought. Yeah. But you know, she never said that. But it could be what she thought. But I'm not on that type of time. Like I'm not even on that type of time right now.
So she was just as toxic as you were.
In a sense, you know.
No, ain't no innocence.
I was about to say, ain't no innocence.
There's no innocence, baby.
But like I said, for some time I was sleeping in the garage, and then like she'll come out there and just like nitpick with me, and like start arguments or say something and whatnot. And I'm like, yo, like, and a lot of times I would just sit there and she'd just be going off, and I'm like,
so you outgrew her.
I mean, if that's how you.
They outgrew each other before they got married.
I mean,
just saying, because he decided to work on himself and better himself, and in that she was jealous of that, and she wasn't trying to change her mindset while he changed his, and so it continued to put a strain on the relationship. And now, she secretly hated you.
I mean, and I felt like she really didn't like me. I mean, but she showed me she really hated me when she put police on me. So
well, she also couldn't get a rise out of you.
Yeah.
And so like I said, I was sleeping in the garage in my recliner, and whatnot, and I would just sit in the garage. Like that was my peace. That was my safe space in that house. And like she'll come out there and we'll talk. And one day she'll be like, "Get out my house." And I'm like, I ain't in your house, I'm in the garage. Well, you still under my roof. Get out. So then the next day it'll be something different. And then I just got tired of that. And then she's just like, if you don't get out, I can get you put out, stuff like that. So I just decided in my mind one day, like, fuck it. Like, let me just go. And I left. And then I just hit up one day and I was like, yo, I'm gonna come get my stuff. When I came to get my stuff, all of it was in the garage. She had put all of it in the garage. Wow. All the stuff she wanted me to have, she put in the garage. Wouldn't let me in the house.
I see why you was in your car for 2 months. After going through that, I would have been. You probably had peace in your car for 2 months.
I did. I slept good too. But she wouldn't even let me in the house. If it was other stuff in there. If I wanted it, she wouldn't let me in the house. So I went and got a storage. I used my car to load every different trips, and she would stand there in the garage and watch me get all my stuff. And so, like I said, that's why when I finally got all my stuff, I left. Like a couple weeks went by, and that's when I just hit up one day, and I was like, "Yo, because she worked from home, so I was like, "Yo, can I come by on my lunch break, just to see you?" And that's when I went by to see her. And that's when I asked her that. And that's when she told me what she told me.
Mm.
And that's the last time I seen her.
That was the last straw for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now you're ready to, or you said that you're heading towards divorce. So how is that for you as a man? Because I know as a woman, I know how that feels for me. How is that for you as a man? Because I don't think we've talked to too many men about divorce and how that feels, and like mentally what
Um,
you're going through with that. We haven't really talked about that.
Yeah, you
well, to
never
be
asked me not one time. You're right.
I know
well,
how you're doing, sir.
well,
You
to
didn't
be
ask me not one time, so the
Oh
viewers
my
don't know. But it's
well,
okay.
to be honest, I value marriage. Like I look at marriage in a good way, even though like before I got married, like I'm one of the ones that's guilty. I don't mess with married women, you know. So I had my views on marriage, but I always wanted to get married because when I was like 15, 16, I think maybe 14, my grandparents renewed their vows at 50 years, and I thought that was a beautiful thing, and that
God.
always stuck with me. So I said, if I ever did get married, it would be forever. So, you know, even though I wasn't in the headspace to get married, because like I said, through the marriage, through the toxicity and me growing, I got to a point where I realized I wasn't ready to get married. And I actually wrote her a letter and I apologized for marrying her when I wasn't ready. So I knew I wasn't ready. I realized that after the fact, and I was trying to do what I needed to do to fix myself to try to hopefully keep the marriage, but it just didn't work out. But like I view marriage in as a beautiful thing, but it's tough, you know, because I loved her. Like I really did. Like that's why I married her, because she helped me in so many ways. Like, you know, like honestly, if it wasn't for being with her, I probably wouldn't have looked at myself to see that I needed to change, because I was only dealing with one woman. Because me, I was used to having this woman for that day. Because like when I met her, like I had you know a couple on for different days, and I used to mess with her at first when we first started kind of dealing, because I met her at work, and I'd be like, well, damn, you know, knocked all my hoes off, because I had one for this day, that day. So so like, and then when what I started realizing was reason why I was dealing with all these different women is because I was dealing with all these different women because each woman appeals to a different personality of mine or a different, so I didn't have time to, if one got on my nerves, I can just leave, stop talking to her for a second, go deal with the other one. So I didn't have time to just sit back and just really see that I was the problem.
Mm-hmm.
And so just dealing with one woman, and she has to, and I even told her this, I said, I realized just dealing with you, just one woman, you have to deal with all of me, all my personalities, all my different sides of me. So, I can't, one person, one female can probably deal with it better than this one. So I would give that side to her, just stuff like that. So just dealing with her having to deal with this, all of me, and I can't resort that energy anywhere else. I think the mind space that I was in at the time, it was too much for her,
Yeah.
and it was too late when I realized that a change was needed.
Right.
So, and even up to a little bit before I actually left the house, because I told her I feel like I feel like you need counseling because you say you over it, or you don't move past it. But I told her I don't feel like she actually has been able to heal from it. So I feel like, I told her I feel like you need counseling. But she was all the whole time we was together, she was always in counseling. We tried counseling before marriage. But like I said, the headspace that I was in, I wasn't partaking in it or taking it seriously. So after we got married, we had counseling. So once I started doing my changes and started realizing a lot of stuff, I came to her and I was like, well, I think we need counseling. And she was like, well, if you find a counselor, I'd be willing to go. So I was like, all right, cool. So I found one. We started going. First couple of sessions, I love her. I like her. I love her. Da 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 da. But then when it got to the point when I started speaking and the counselor understanding me from my perspective, then it's like she ain't start liking her. She
That's when
started
a
look,
lot of
she
that's
started
when a
looking
lot
at
of
she
couples
started looking
counseling
at her
breaks
differently
down.
and whatnot. And so the last time we was in counseling, but it wasn't our last session, she actually walked out. And the counselor actually told me, she was like, when y'all first came here, I didn't think I was gonna get anything out of you. She's like, but you done showed me a lot of growth and a lot of progress. She said, keep doing what you're doing. She said, the whole time, these last couple sessions, I always hear you hold yourself accountable. You using your I statements, you're holding yourself accountable. She said, not one time has she been holding herself accountable. She said, keep doing what you're doing. And I thought we was gonna go back, but we never went back, and this was the end result.
So now what? What's in the horizon for you? Do you think you'll ever get married again?
If I could find a woman that can provide them 4 things I said earlier.
And what were those 4 things again?
Peace, respect, validation, and non-sexual intimacy.
Okay.
Now, hold on, I missed that. What was that?
Peace, respect, validation, and non-sexual
intimacy.
But right now, I'm not looking for. I'm scared, to be honest.
So when you say peace, what do you mean?
Peace. I got to deal with, as Black men, we got to deal with so much outside. When we come home, we don't want all that rah nagging, trying to put you there. We don't want. I might well be out here in the streets.
Your home should be your safe place.
Yeah. Like I said, I was comfortable in the garage.
Got you, because I hate when people be like, be my peace. No, be at peace yourself. Be at peace at yourself already.
I was coming at peace.
Be your peace.
Yeah, no, I was coming
at your
peace.
Happiness. I get what you're saying, but that's why that's why I just wanted to clarify. But okay, I got you.
But yeah, so
okay, peace. Be my peace. Be peace. Non-sexual intimacy.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily be my peace.
Be at peace.
Just peace in general.
No, peace.
Be peaceful.
Definitely.
So peace, respect, validation, non-sexual intimacy. Because it's because I was battling myself before the year ended, 2024 ended. I was planning on going to have a conversation with her. But one day I was driving to work and it just hit me and was like, what's the point? Because of the simple fact, when you was there and you trying to explain stuff from your perspective or saying your point of view, it was never validated. It was never heard, or it was never taken into consideration. Like you can tell me X, Y, and Z about what I did to make you feel how you feel. But as soon as I say X, Y, and Z, or why I feel the way I feel, I'm playing victim. And I think that was like one-sided. Like, and I would tell her that. I was like, that's one-sided. You can't sit here and tell me all the things of how you feel. And I accept it, I acknowledge it, and I apologize. But as soon as I turn around, as soon as I tell you why I feel the way what you did or why I feel the way that I feel, I'm playing victim. It don't work like that. Because you want your feelings to be validated, which they are. Those are your feelings, and you can feel how you feel. But I should be able to feel how I feel too, without it being dismissed.
You should. You definitely should. As me, I've been in divorce. Gray's been divorced. Kashonda's been divorced, and it sounds like you've had a lot of time to reflect on yourself, but then also picking out what you need. Because I think some people get out of relationships and then they get into another relationship without really figuring out what it is that I need differently.
I'm scared. I'm honestly, I'm scared to get it. I'm scared to go through that process of opening myself up to somebody, sharing things with a person. And, you start sharing things with people, they want to judge you. They want to, make it seem like that's your character, where everybody got a past. I don't think nobody has not done anything wrong, but everybody can point out everybody else sin, but can't look in the mirror and do it to themselves. So
that's hard to do.
Like
That's
like opening up to people, you start building a bond, and all of a sudden, well, it goes nowhere. And like I really felt like, my wife was gonna, like, the stuff that I'm doing, where I want to go with my brand, the direction that I'm going in. Like, I always include her in this. I was doing it for us. Like, so it's hurtful that I'm out here by myself. Cause I ain't gonna sit here and make it seem like I didn't love her or whatever. But I just that like, if that would have never happened, as far as her putting a white man on me,
yeah.
it could have been some hope. But now I just really can't trust you. Like, that was like the ultimate betrayal for me.
Yeah.
Like I was dealing with I was facing what happened to go back to jail for like a year or whatnot. So just that in general, like, I can't come back from that. Like I said, she could have went out and fucked somebody. It would have hurt, yeah. But shit happens. Like, so I can't come back from that. And that's why I haven't talked to her. Like, cause I just feel like and you know how I feel about the system. You know how I feel about that shit. Like,
Yeah.
all you had to do, all you had to do is say I still live there. Like, cause every time they came by, I was never home anyway. So
Yeah. Yeah, because it's not like saying he still lives here would have hurt her in any way
yeah,
At
so
all.
at
So I
all.
hope
It
you
wouldn't
don't
have,
take that with you. Like, that's a thing that, like, that's a on her thing. Like,
I mean, I understand, but this is a person that I planned on, and I know I did my wrong, and I know I did my faults in the marriage, and but we stayed together, we worked through it. But this, like, I like,
no
for
coming
for
back.
any for anybody, I don't care if you're a man and you got a home and you know somebody, for you to turn them into the police, especially if they ain't did nothing, you
you
don't
hate
that's
them,
you don't you
Yeah.
don't you don't you don't put
especially on a
another
black
black
man.
person back in the system.
Yeah.
Like,
That's right.
at the end of the day, because they don't mean us no well.
That's
Yeah.
right.
It is
So basically,
hurtful. That
yeah.
is hurtful.
So,
It's very
like,
hurtful.
it's gonna be hard for me like, this is somebody I laid with every night, like every night for the last 8 years. I laid beside you every night for 8 years, and you can just easily just hand me over to them motherfuckers. Like,
Yeah.
no.
I'm giving you a hug.
I can tell that's hurtful.
I
And
appreciate it.
I can't imagine because I'm not a black man, but I have, and I know Kashonda has, I know Gray has. We've all faced something at the hands of someone else that we didn't deserve. And that's
Yes.
definitely something that, if especially from someone that you love,
And
to
she
put
got a
you in that
son. She got a
position.
black son. And I know for sure, if a woman would have did that to her son, she
She
would have
would
hated
be
that woman.
dead. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm, yeah. Yeah.
And here's the other thing. We also know that she would have told the police, "Oh yeah, my son here. He at the store right now."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but you did say that you tried to talk to her before the year closed
No,
out. So,
He would say he
planning.
was going
I
to,
was
but he
going
realized
to.
it's pointless. It's no need.
okay.
Yeah, I was
But
going.
what made you want, what was that moment where you were like, let me reach out to my wife? What was
No,
that?
it was just gonna. I was gonna just let her know that how it really made me feel. Like, how, that was fucked up. Like, I really feel like that was fucked up. I was gonna do it in a
You should still
peaceful way.
have that conversation.
One question: has she tried to reach out to you? Has she
Oh yeah,
tried to make
several
contact with you?
several times. She has called me, FaceTime me, sent me text
She
messages.
apologized for
No,
calling, telling
no,
the police.
no. She sent me a long text saying she wished, after she did all that. Now she sent me a long text just saying she wished me the best now and in my future. How you wish me the best when you turn me into the white people? How you wish me the best? It's
Mm,
that don't make sense to me. So Like she reached out several times. Like I won't respond. I haven't even acknowledged them. She sent me messages on Instagram. Like she last text I think I got from her was Christmas. She texted me Merry Christmas to my husband. And
Okay.
It's toxic.
but
Well,
then the thing about it is she when I met her, she had no social media. None. She hates, so she don't believe in it. She had a Instagram page just for candles because she was making candles at one point in time. But now she done turned that Instagram page into a personal page, and her little hashtag single. So, but you want to text me talking about some husband?
mhm.
No.
Yeah.
That's because she
Yes.
think you watching. She know you watching.
I mean, she sent me a message, so I went. I went to the page.
She sent you a message so you would go to her page.
Yeah.
I don't know your wife, so and she's not on here to be able to.
Yeah, I'm not trying to bash her or anything. She's a good, like, I wouldn't have wanted to marry her if I didn't feel like she was a good person. Like,
I was just about to say that.
yeah, she's a good person, like, but everybody has their shit with them. So just because a person is good don't mean they ain't got shit with them. Just overall, she's a good person. Like, that's the person that I met. That's the person that I know her to be. That's the person I fell in love with. But everybody know you meet a person, you fall in love with that person, but it's sides and things of that person that's revealed through a relationship that you might not be aware of, that they might not even be aware of. So it happens. But I hate that it turned out the way that, because like I said, I got married for the forever shit. Like, that's how I view marriage. So for me to even think about getting married again, like, I don't know. I mean, I ain't gonna say I'm opposed to it, but
I understand. It's gonna take a strong, patient, understanding, and non-toxic woman for you to.
I still got a lot of growing to do. I still got a lot of healing. I still got a lot of shit to do on my end too. So, like, this year, like, I ain't even really focusing on our relationship. Like I'm just focusing on continuing to, do what I need to do for myself as far as for the brand. Right now, I made a pact with myself that I ain't even having sex. I ain't even gonna have sex until I get to a certain bag.
Okay. All right. Okay. What's do we get to know the number? Do we get to know the number? What's the
Yeah,
number?
$250,000.
Okay. All right. No sex until $250,000. Well, y'all heard it first here on the
Yeah,
proper.
yeah.
I'll be like, can we see the financials and see where's it at? You said
Well,
$250,000.
I believe in sex manifestation, so that wouldn't work for me.
So does that mean no dating? You're not gonna date. You're not gonna date either.
To be honest with you, to me personally, I don't feel like I'm in a financial position to date.
Okay.
Glad you said that. Not meaning that you're not in a financial state to date, but that you're owning up to that and that you recognize that, because so many men are not in a financial state to date and then get mad and want to take it out on the woman that they're pursuing.
And
So I commend you for that.
now, I ain't saying I won't go out with nobody or whatnot, but that's not what I'm looking for, because I ain't got time to be what they call I ain't got time to be spending all that money taking you out to eat, especially places they be wanting to go now. I used to tell my wife,
first date list. You gotta get that first date list now.
I used to tell my wife, you know how much money I'd save if I was single? Because I wouldn't be going to these restaurants that we go to if I was single. Like, we go out to eat, we spending every bit of $80 or more. every time. We went out, we ate out like every day of the week.
Oh wow.
Like,
See,
Yeah,
Nick, that's
Y'all couldn't cook.
that because I like the nice restaurants, but it is cheaper to go by yourself.
and I wouldn't even be going to that restaurant. Like, I could eat
I mean,
every day.
I might be going. I might go to the restaurant because I like to sit down and have a good meal. But
Yeah, but I mean,
yeah.
a whole lot
You should
cheaper
I
than
enjoy
treat
just
yourself
buying
these
your
days.
wine.
I treat myself from time to time, but yeah, like having to, especially where how I used to be, multiple women, like that's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money.
Indeed.
Do you think that that's something that you're gonna revert back to, or is that part of your change?
No, that's part. And then that's one of the reasons I don't want to revert back to that because it's draining. Like I said, I done grown a lot. Like I done tapped into like energies. I wasn't aware of energies, frequencies. I'm more spiritual now. So it's like I don't have time to be giving that much energy to this person, that person, this person, draining me like that.
Yeah.
And then even with sex, energy transfers through sex. So I don't have time to be picking up that right now.
Right. Right. Totally understand. Totally understand. So we didn't even talk about the whole healing part. How are you healing? How are you healing right now from this whole situation or your marriage? How are you healing?
I'm just going day by day, like just trying to staying focused on on continue growing, learning stuff, just reading, just tapping into different things that's enhancing my mind, enhancing my mental, as far as the growth process. That's just what I do, and I just try not to think about it. Like, I mean, I think about it. I ain't gonna lie, I think about it. I'm 8 years. I'm not gonna stop thinking about it. Like, but
Yes, sir.
huh?
You miss her.
I mean, I ain't gonna say I don't. Like, we had some good times. Like, we had fun together. Like her personality was like she had a real bubbly personality. Like, she's the type of person she don't meet a stranger. Like, and she's total opposite from me. Like, I'm laid back in the cut. I ain't gonna really talk to you or fuck with you unless I know you or unless I observe you a little bit and and pick up and get a good vibe from you. But she's the total opposite, and I like that about her. So, but I ain't gonna say I don't miss her. I do think about her, but it's just like I said, is what she did. If that wouldn't have never happened, like we probably would still be separated, but it wouldn't be as far as like me sitting here talking to y'all about getting a divorce.
Yeah. So what if she came to you with a sincere, honest apology about the police?
I accept it, but it's done. Like, it ain't shit you can't change that. I
Yeah.
done got put back in the system. I done, like I said, I was working on stocks. I done had to take money out of that to pay for lawyers and all that. Like,
Yeah.
I
Understood.
mean,
And he had to spend a night in jail.
yeah, and like that was I had to lift my shit in front and do that all that bullshit. That's
Yeah.
that's degrading. Like that, I can't. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. I was talking to someone earlier and I told him, I said, you really need to share your story about, going into the system and having to endure so much when you didn't even do anything wrong. And, when I think about different men that I've, um,
that's on her end.
Yeah, look like it froze. Just staring off into space.
I had the phone freeze with it like
Like that's how they did. That's how they did my boy Fred too. The only thing is they. I mean, she looked disgusted right now. That face that's still in me. Can't believe you, motherfucker. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
It looked like she's looking at the sky people coming to get her.
The Sky people done got her. Then she been going back to her damn avatar picture. I'm telling you, that's how they did me. They tried to get me a murder.
Is she back?
Well, is she? She's about to wrap the show. It's almost 9:30. I'm about to wrap this feed. Yeah, what you talking about?
I think she's
Tell
back.
me what tell me what Chubb means again, brother.
Country.
I got country was the C. I couldn't remember the C.
Country, highly unique black brand.
Highly unique black brand. Yes, I could not remember the C. I was like, is it creative? That would have worked too. But country has some resonance though. And I see where you're going. Well, Aiken, South Carolina, all the stuff. And I got you. I got it. Oh yeah. Oh, I mean,
She's coming back.
Wrap up. She can come back. It could be tomorrow.
There she go. There she go. There she go.
There you go. I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't know what happened.
There's two of you.
Well, now you got that.
Uh-oh. Hold on.
Okay, there we go. I don't know. My internet went out and now it's back on. Okay, I'm sorry.
Well, I guess we're not streaming live anymore then.
No, we are. It's still live. It's still live.
Okay.
So if y'all were talking shit about me, I can go back and I can rewind it and I can hear it.
Oh, we sure was. And I said it looked like the Sky people was coming for your ass.
Oh Lord.
When she started talking about one of them sensitive subjects, there she goes.
Mm-hmm. It looked like you were looking up at their ass.
Oh. Well, even though we didn't really talk specifically about what it is that you wanted to talk about, Chubb, this was really good, and I'm saying that because it's different. We always have women on here who want to share about their relationships and
yes, we
what's
do.
going wrong, and talk about men and what the men do wrong, and so forth and so on. But we rarely have men that come on and say, hey, I want to talk about divorce. I want to talk about healing from divorce. I want to talk about what I did wrong or what happened, what went wrong in my marriage. And it's because of some things that I did or something like that. We don't have a lot of those conversations. Hopefully that will change this year. We might have husbands that join with their wives, but to have someone say, no, I want to talk about divorce and I want to talk about healing, that says a lot about you, and it says a lot about your growth and about your journey of what you're going through and learning about yourself. I know I learned a lot in this last marriage. I'm sure Greg can say he learned a lot in his marriage, and Kashana can say the same thing. But we don't always get the perspective of men when it comes to healing and how y'all feel. How do y'all feel about stuff versus
you don't stop saying that me and Kashonda understand something and then be like, we don't talk to men, because I'm about to take it real personal. I'm saying.
Well, I can hardly hear you. I don't know what you just said, Greg.
I said I'm about to take it real. He heard me. Maybe that's your head.
What did I say? What did I say wrong?
Women got selective hearing.
They got real selective hearing.
I really didn't hear him. He went out. I really didn't hear him.
How did he hear me?
I don't know. I have no idea. But that's the reason why we got you, Greg, because we needed to have a male perspective on the private room.
Now see how she brought that back when she didn't hear it a second ago, but now she's gonna bring it back.
Listen, but I honestly didn't hear you. But we do need these male perspectives.
Glad you think that. Glad you feel that way.
It's not all about us. And I truly believe that men, especially mental, when it comes to your mental and emotional health, y'all are just as important as us, and we just don't hear your stories. We don't hear as much about the men and how divorce affects y'all, and how we can tell that you loved your wife or that you love your wife.
Want me to get my baby daddy up here so he can tell y'all how he feels since we've been divorced?
No, that could be that selective hearing, Cash. Don't do that.
I'm sure he'll tell you.
Yeah, have them on. If there's men watching that want to share their story, come on out. Come on. Contact me, contact Gray, contact Kashonda. because we need that. We need more male perspectives, more male perspective.
Are you fidgeting right now, Tiff?
I'm messing with this. I'm not even going to show you.
You
It's
are
like,
on camera right now.
I'm sorry. I'm playing with it. It's like leather strap.
Wow.
All right, folks. So that's it for tonight's private room. Life after divorce is not the end. It is a new beginning. Trust me when I tell you. Sure, it comes with heartbreak, heated arguments, and maybe a little drama, but it's also a chance to rediscover your strength, your passion, and your purpose. Like my boy Nick. Remember, no matter what life throws at you, you've got what it takes to rebuild, redefine, and thrive. And until next time, take care of yourselves. Love fiercely. And as always, keep it real. This has been the private room, and we'll catch you on the next one. If you don't cut this shit off right now.
It off, because we need Nick's social media. This Nick's, what is your social media?
Oh, well, everybody, first of all, once again, I appreciate the opportunity to be on the platform. This was a great time to share my story. Everybody, you come rock with me on Facebook at Chubb Lee. That's CHUBB, last name Lee, LEE. Instagram, Bearded Chubb. That's pretty much what I really be on, those two platforms. I do got X, but I don't really be on there. I got what is it, TikTok? Yeah. But I think that's about the end, ain't it?
I don't know what's going on. I'm not a TikTok.
How do we buy a hoodie?
Yeah, huh?
How do we buy a hoodie?
I was about to say, I need that purple shirt.
How do we purchase a hoodie?
All right. Well, you can shoot me a message on inbox, or if you got my number, my number on a lot of my stuff on my page, so you can hit me up, shoot me a message on Facebook, Instagram. Cause my website is actually down right now, because like I said, I'm about to about to go under construction with a lot of revamp a lot of stuff. But just shoot me a message.
I'm dropping your Instagram right now.
Just drop me.
Check it out. You go into Instagram and set yourself up a shop, brother. You got to keep the commerce going.
Yeah. I mean, I still got a quantity of some stuff. So once that's gone, it's gone. Okay. But like I said, I'm working on some revamp. So hit me up. If I got your size, I got you. Instagram, Facebook, shoot me a message.
Gotcha. I just put it in the chat. And we will be promoting you throughout the week. So thank you so much. Appreciate you coming on. I really need you to come back on, because I want to know what I want to know once you're divorced, like where you are.
Okay.
And we got to know about that $250,000 when you have sex. Like, I want to make sure that you're going to do that, because you said it you said it here.
I know, I said it.
You said it here. So it's not 999,000 you gonna have sex. You said $250,000. You said that.
999,000 is actually more than $250,000.
You ain't hear that? You ain't hear that? After I said it, I was like, that is
by a lot.
I was trying to go down a zero, like 99,000. Yeah, 99,000.
Ladies and gentlemen, she is not the private room's accountant.
I am not.
Just so y'all know, she's not responsible for that.
I was trying to be a smart ass, and then after I said, I was like, that did not sound right. So we want you to come back and tell us about divorce, how that looked for you, and just check in with us again, okay?
For you to come back for our speed dating on the private room.
I'll come back for it. Have fun with it.
After you've done some healing.
Yeah, after I've done some healing.
Yeah. We're going to sign you up for our speed dating.
And after you're divorced, because we ain't going to have no people coming back. He ain't even divorced yet. We don't want to hear none of that.
Well, I mean, if people look at it like that, because it's a piece of paper, but I know I'm at mentally with it.
Oh, a lot of people do.
Yeah, so hey,
trust and believe. A lot of people, even if you separated, y'all not living together, y'all still married to some people, and they ain't gonna fuck with. I'll tell you from experience.
Well, I can care.
They're not gonna take you seriously. I'll just leave it at that. They're not.
You can't take people seriously when they really actually single. So what's the difference?
True beans. Well, thank you so much for being on. We definitely will have you back. Happy New Year's to you.
I
Looking
appreciate it.
forward to repping some of your brand. And thank you. Thank you. This was good. This was good. I always love to have male perspectives, especially when it comes to marriage, relationships, and sex, of course. So thank you so much.
All right. I appreciate y'all.
Ray, you don't count. Good night. Good
All
night.
right, Greg.
Good night. Good night.
Good night. Y'all can watch
All
the
right.
replay tomorrow on our YouTube. We will drop the link for y'all to watch.
Mm.
Thank you and have a good night.
All right.